Hello, good evening. Welcome back to the stream if you joined us earlier. If not, welcome to the stream. We're going to do some more trucking here. Notice my wing mirrors are badly configured. We're going to do a bit of trucking, see how we go. I've tried to fix the frame drop in OBS. I don't know if I fixed it or not, probably not. But I have tried. Pinky Express, thank you for 4 years. John, 25, welcome back. Keith and Ryan, thank you for 20. Yeah, I didn't run the Sunday Night Trucking song for 2 reasons. One, because I don't feel like this is a Sunday Night Trucking kind of thing at the moment. You know, we haven't got the standard truck config, do some stuff. Like, I'm still playing with the rig, really. So I didn't feel right. And secondly, I haven't configured OBS to run through the Sunday Night Trucking action list, so yeah, if I'd have pressed it, things would have gone badly. So hopefully next week we can get into that. Quite frankly, I want to solve this OBS issue. So I just thought we'll keep it relaxed and informal, do some trucking and stuff. And yeah, you guys complain every 5 minutes about the frame drop, and I'll tell you I can't fix it. And then you can suggest random stuff, and we'll go from there. Sound about right? Benno, thank you for 4 months. Rock'em-ba. Walker back.
Oh, yeah,
Right, mods, just a word of warning. We're going to get asked, what monitor's that? What rig is that? What wheel is that? Why does it say BMW in the middle of the wheel? What's that next to your wheel? Is that a Stream Deck? Why are you using a Stream Deck? Yeah, just get ready for the questions. That's all I'm saying. You might as well have a command. Or create a few commands to answer it all. Is that a GoPro? I can't believe you use a GoPro. Yeah, that's a GoPro. Your camera's not in the right position. It needs to be a bit higher, I think. Blah, blah, blah. Do you like swimming? John Kism, thank you for 10 months. Kirby, thank you for the biddies. Pretty much, Jack, pretty much. Yeah. That's what's happening. Thanks. Actually, Jens, it's a cup of coffee, but you're close. How was Truckfest? Lol. It's actually a coffee. I said to Mrs. Squirrel I need a coffee. I need a coffee to get through the rest of this day. What was it? I was going to do something. Oh, that was it. I was going to configure the mirrors. The mirrors are a bit off. That's better. Twist them out a little bit.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Are you from America? No. No, I am not. I still think if I spin at a constant speed, I'm pretty certain you'll see some weird frame drop going. I've been to America. Yeah, I've been a few times now. You know, most of my life I'd never been to America. And then I suddenly found myself going every year. How bizarre is that? Yeah, I mean, I've tried a lot of things to fix this, but I think as the truck or cars go past, you'll see them like micro stutter every now and again like that. I have tried a bunch of things. I even turned recording off, right? And it still did it with record. So I know it's not the recording. I turned it off. I've switched from NVEnc new to NVEnc. Hasn't made any difference. I don't know. I've googled OBS frame stutters and you just get rubbish about encoder lag and stuff. Yeah, in the game it's perfectly fine. It's like everything goes past lovely and smoothly. OBS, on the other hand, I even changed my monitor refresh frequencies to get them to 60 instead of 120. They can both do 144. I dropped them both to 60 in case OBS was freaking out. Welcome back, Face Down. Thank you for 61.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Nessie the cat, welcome back. It's OBS trying to make it compatible with Vulkan. Not a chance. Okay, you boys. Yeah, so as things go past, they should be nice and smooth. But what you'll probably see is the truck goes past and then it kind of goes a little bit. Every whatever seconds. You know what? I tried to download more RAM and it wanted my credit card. So I was like, nah, I'm not paying for RAM. Vortex, welcome back. Yeah, I think I want to change the lights in here as well. I might go with that idea we discussed earlier, put a shelf up here. So I can put my my tea and my coffee there. I might look for a shelf. Have you tried other driving games? Yeah, B9, we tried iRacing and it did the same thing. What am I drinking? Coffee. Cheap, nasty, instant coffee. I didn't really get my aisle break today. Boo-hoo. I didn't get my aisle break. I went inside, ate food, came back and troubleshooted OBS. I've been here for the last hour. So, can you still see the micro stutter or not? Is it still there? Because I literally can't see it on my screen. It's there, right, okay. So I don't think I'm going to solve that in a hurry. I just don't know what that problem is. No, but you never saw it to begin with. Lol. Anyway, we'll just do some driving. I literally can't figure it out tonight, and I don't know what the problem is. I even closed Chrome down in case it was Chrome. Sometimes I've had Chrome do weird things like that. But yeah, we'll just do some driving. Don't see some stuff. Did you know you can now open Windows in American Truck Sim? Hey Quirk, was you here earlier when I was configuring Stream Deck? Did you see what I did, Quirk? You might be interested in what I've done with Stream Deck. Oh, you wasn't here for that. Okay, so we configured some stuff. I'll just quickly show you. Let me tab out. I'll show you because there's bound to be people in chat who wasn't here either. So if we do that, let's get that off the screen a second. There you go. Right, so Stream Deck, right? So it's all, obviously I'm just building this up at the moment. I have 3 Stream Decks. I have the desk deck, which is over there, and that's where I can just switch scenes and that kind of thing. Again, this is all work in progress. I have the deck on the left, which is this one that I'm using to control. You can see my CPU there, by the way. I'm using this to control stuff. So I can press the control button here. Takes me into another thing. I can press off. Turns the lights off. Apart from that one, because that's not an Elgato light. Press on. Brings the lights back on. Exactly the right luminosity. Exactly the right temperature I want. And that's like a multi-action thing. So the left I'm using for like changing scenes and dealing with OBS and that kind of thing. Yeah. So then you go over to the right. Who just hosted me, by the way? Somebody hosted me. Plymouth Reliance, that monitor, you like it? Thank you for the host, by the way. So on the right, which is this deck, this is probably the more interesting one for you. The wheel deck on the right. So at the moment, I've got iRacing and trucking. So if you go to iRacing, you get nothing. Okay. You go into trucking, this is where we started to build things out, right? So in here now, we've got things like, so what I'm doing is I'm mapping buttons to things in the game. Thank you, Grizzle. It was a Grizzle host. I'm sorry, I'm using a different browser and I'm not logged into Streamlabs, so I can't see who hosted me. Thank you very much, sir. I'm having technical issues today. So what we've done is nicked a bunch of, well, not nicked. You can download a bunch of free icons when I can find what it's going to do with my Explorer window. You can download a bunch of free icons and things, which I'm trying to get some more, but yeah. Ooh, I've started with some stuff here, right? Car parts. So there's different car parts here. They're all black for some reason, but I've just made them yellow in Photoshop. But I've got things like dashboard signals. So yeah, you can basically drag these in and use them as graphics in here. So I made some of them yellow like that one. And all it does is just hotkey L, right? Hotkey K, which in American Truck Sim puts your lights on, puts your main beams on. We've got a little window door thing going on here. That'll raise and lower the right windows, raise and lower the left windows. This one, ignition, so obviously starts the engine. This one runs the blinkers. This one's disconnects your trailer, and I'm going to add a load more. But what that means is, like, instead of having, and this was the point, quirk, this was the point, instead of having, like, say, a DSD button box like I used to have, and you've got big red buttons and switches and dials, and if you play iRacing only, that's absolutely fine. You can remember what's what, you can label it, whatever. If you play iRacing and then other games like American Truck Sim or whatever you fancy, Firmbus, you know, any other games where you want to use those buttons, it gets really hard to remember what you've got mapped to what. So by doing it this way, I can literally just go into like a different profile set and have completely different buttons with the same icon, so I can have like the same light graphics, windscreen wiper graphics, door graphics, like keys, like whatever. I can have the same graphic in a completely different game. When I press it, it does the same thing in a different game. So meanwhile, back in ATS, which is the whole point of this, back in ATS, I can press that button there and activate the lights. Main beams, disconnect trailer, go inside. I can do window left, window up. You get the idea. A few of the guys have made DCS profiles of the panels. So yeah, I mean, it is like rough and ready. I'm just getting it working. I want to change those graphics and make them better. I forgot the bacon. I did forget the bacon, didn't I? I think I did the hazard lights. That was the hazard lights. I want to get an icon that's basically a strip of bacon, so we can activate the beacons on top though. Can you press a button for Buppy's laugh? Actually, you could. You could make this play an audio file. But yeah, so I've got one on this side, one on that side. They're the big ones, so they're expensive, but I can use that. And when I go flying, I'll be able to map buttons for flying as well. So I can have, like, flap indicators here. I can do flaps up, flaps down, gear up, gear down. I can have all of that on here as well, which I think is pretty cool. And there's no reason you can't write a plugin. Like, if you want to get to the code, you could write a plugin for this to connect to something else. Because somebody's written one over here on the left side. Somebody's already written one to do CPU. So that shows your CPU rate, right? So you could write a plugin that connected to, say, P3D or X-Plane and got some information out of it and displayed it here. And it's like an active display. So, yeah, I think they're pretty cool. But I'm just getting started with it. That was the concept. Just make that a bit bigger. It's going to take a while. Here's a bacon icon from. Oh my god, as if. 1 second. Let me have a look, Rome. I think I prefer the coloured one, Rome, maybe. I like the coloured one. Can I have that one? 512 pixels, there we go. Free download, you must attribute the author. Thanks, author. Yeah, I've thanked him. I've attributed him now. Let's get that. I'll put it in my other folder. Okay, so if I go to here, say I've downloaded the bacon icon from Rome. Go back to the wheel deck on the right. Can anybody remember what the hotkey is for beacons? Was it wasn't F, was it? Oh, it was something. It's O, I think. Is it O? Oh, yeah, that's it. So we go hotkey. Drag a hotkey down there. Key O. We'll put bacon. Like that. And we'll pick up on our icon. Game deck, other, bacon. There we go. So I've now got a piece of bacon. That's actually a better icon than the rest of them. And that should be that. So if I go back into the game now, I press the bacon button, I get bacon. As if. You can't do that with a button box. Like a little picture of bacon, and it just says bacon. Thanks for the icon, bro. Well, actually, thanks for the author. That's the nicest icon on my stream deck now. All the others look a bit rubbish compared to that now. You have a bunch of icons that might be good. If you guys find any really nice icon packs that would be really useful for trucking or flying, please do, like, give the link to a mod or something. That would be great. They'll pass them on to me. Let's turn my bacon off. Mr. Mihu, thank you for 55 months. Revon's 39, thank you guys. Robert with a bullseye. Can you map a key to text the Wi-Fi? Oh, do you know what, Pug? I need to do that. I need to write a plugin. When I press it, as a cup of tea, when I press it, it sends an SMS message to the missus. And it'll say, cup of tea. I need to do that. I need to get an API into my phone. There's no end to what you could do with this thing. That's the cool thing. Gamer Network, welcome back. Anyway, let's do some driving. As if she wants to hear herself. Job Marquette. Let's see what we got. Yikes.
Welcome back.
That's a long way. Wasn't there a new food trailer? Don't forget the ban hammer. Yeah, but the problem with that is if you press it, it won't know which user to ban. But I suppose I could configure it to just ban Purple Yoshi Fan Spends 1998. That would work. I could set that up now if you want. Oh, it's an ownable trailer. Okay. Let's have a look. Trailer purchase. Standard trailers. I thought it was the systems that they brought in. I can't remember which ones they used to have, to be honest. Is it the sliding top one? The food... Oh, is it one of these? Oh, this one, right, okay. Bulk feed, or the food tank. I guess with that one, you're going to be going to the farms and stuff, right? Bulk feed material, liquid food goods. Liquid food? Is that like those diet shakes? The meal replacement? You gotta like, yeah, Dre, if you could just put it in the memos chat maybe, that would be awesome. Thank you. Mark SUK, thank you, mate. Let's configure this. Single, double, ooh. Ooh. Should we go double? Looks like it's missing a wheel, doesn't it? Right now it's just milk. Do we go for double or double pup? Where's puppies when you need him? We can go double or double pup. Love that name, double pup. Let's go double pup, it looks cool. Shadow21, thank you for 11 months. Merlin, thanks for 16. I need to see my, oh, by the way, if you click on the little foot symbol, you can actually walk around your truck now, look, and you can do, Dre will know this. You can do this kind of thing.
Welcome back.
And while you're here, you can admire the 4K textures. Or the wheels. Well, that's where your truck goes, you see. See that? That's the kingpin. That sits right on your truck. Your truck wheels go here. Hence it doesn't need wheels. Yeah, you can do the squat now. Like, you can go underneath. But you can't climb. Wait, that was a hard music cut, wasn't it? Anyway, what I wanted to do was show the truck so we could get the color right. I do like the way that you can color code these things. Keep that. Let's keep that. Won't let you paint that bit. Interesting. You've noticed that 137? Yeah, you can actually put paint jobs now on the tankers. That was definitely not mentioned. So the config we've got here. Exclusive. Do we need a spare tire? We don't really get punctures, do we? What's that do? Standard or exclusive? I think we deserve exclusive. Just put an exclusive everything on here. Because we can. Steel. I'll make them standard and they match the truck. That's better. It's more in line with the truck now. It's only for food, yeah. And at the moment it's only milk. It's good though. Purchase. I'm gonna have to put it back in Portland. Oh man. Can we buy a garage around here? Hang on, let's try and find a garage that we can buy. Let's go there. With the widescreen, do you find that you're dragging the mouse further? Yeah, but I mean, I've got a very small mouse pad and I'm not really struggling. If I opt into the beta, I'm assuming that means no VR support, since that's a different beta to opt into. I'm guessing, so I don't know. I thought the game had VR support for years, though. You still able to change the state of the icons so headlights are blue when activated? I don't know. I've seen double state Stream Deck icons, but I've not looked into how I get them yet. Some of the actions I can do allow 2 states, but I think that doesn't work for hotkey. Your back hurts, Medusa. Oh man, I've had a lot of back issues over the years. Rob White, I'm trying it out without track IR. I'm gonna buck up my track IR this week and try it with, and see what I prefer. Oh, the sound changes. I'll demonstrate in a second. Yeah, the F-mod sound is pretty good. Hear that? Yep, works pretty well. Proper audio. Uh-oh. It's going to take a few weeks to get used to these controls. I have so much muscle memory playing this game with my old controls. Put the cruise control on. How's your force feedback? Interesting. The force feedback settings I had to change when I went from the Thrustmaster wheel to this. I'll demonstrate in a second. Yeah, I've got the windows on. Oh, I'd love adaptive cruise control. So the force feedback settings, right? The controls. I basically dialed right back the engine and centering. And I dialed up the gain and the stiffness. Because without, like, it just wasn't, it didn't feel like it was doing very much. You know, whereas if you play iRacing, you get a lot of this. In this game, I wasn't getting very much. But these two, like, if I dial these back up, you'll see what I mean. You see the wheel? I don't know if you can see that, but the wheel is shaking. Yeah, it's horrible. You get a hold of it and it's like... Just no. So that wasn't a problem on the Thrustmaster, but on this, on the Fanatec, it's like, nah. So I basically just went no to that. Right about there, I can feel a little bit, but the wheel's not doing this. These terrain dampers and collisions, I've not had any good feeling out of this yet. I mean, I've tried driving over curbs and Doesn't really like kick your wheel very much. So, I don't know. Yeah, so it's like it's vibrating a very small amount now, which I don't mind, and the engine's ticking over, so I'm happy with that. Trailer manager. Food tank double. Relocate. And we'll have that. Let's see if we can get a job using this. Ooh, guess what? We've got a job running milk. Alright. We'll take that then. That looks pretty good. Got milk. Reminds you of your old scanner you drove in the Air Force, had a broken servo. Every time you applied the gas, the wheel turned heavily. Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Milky, milky. Mr. Rye, Paul, I have my icon collection link for you. Mr. Rye, can you just give it to either Dre or Trucker Dre? The two mods, I think, are in chat at the moment. If you could pass the link on to them, Rye, they'll give it to me after the stream. That would be brilliant. Thank you. Let's get this cow on the road. Let's move it. Oh, I see how it is. Everybody else can make naff jokes, but I can't. Love it. I like how I can use the windows to control the noise. You liked my joke. Thank you, B9. It's a bit wonky in the lane, isn't it? But he's like, no, I can't possibly keep to the right slightly and avoid you. I must stop here. We've had worse. Oh, we've had much worse. Thank you, Mr. Mib. Which Stream Deck is being used on the right side? They're both the same Stream Deck models, but the right one's being used to control the game, and the left one's controlling all the stream element stuff. As in, I'm controlling the stream over here. If I need to mute the mic... Oh wait, I muted the microphone, then you couldn't hear me. Is Stream Deck worth its price, Tommy? I don't know how to answer that, Tommy. If you can make use of it, Tommy, it'll be worth its price. Like, if you can put it in your gaming setup and make a difference with it, it will be worth its money. But that's true of anything. like Track IR is expensive, but it changes your game. A decent wheel is expensive, but it changes your game. Is it worth it? That's up to you. These are the XL Stream Decks. I was just saying to Dre, the XL Stream Decks are in fact quite a bit easier to mount than the non-XL Stream Decks. But they don't have any mounting holes. I had to drill through the base of this thing and put a bolt through it to get it to work. These on Amazon are £208. The normal ones are about 120, I think, and the small ones are about 80. But yeah, those things, I'm not sure how you'd mount them. That one, I drilled a hole in the base to mount it. That's the issue. The problem is they're designed to sit on a desk. They're not designed to be mounted on a rig. None of them are. Elgato's missing a trick here completely. These things, like, if they had mounting holes and stuff, they would be brilliant. How many buttons? Well, the large one has 32 buttons. The medium one has 15, I think. And the small one has 6, if I remember. I tried Velcro V9. I tried Velcro, mate. Didn't work out too well. So when you go to push it, you know, you could probably 3D print something and mount it properly, but...
Welcome back, Nutter.
I used Velcro initially, and it wasn't working out for me. They need a mounting plate, like a universal plate that you can put on wall. Yeah, what they need to do, Quirk, is... like you say, create a universal mounting plate, or somebody else could make one, because they're actually magnetic things on the back of this. So if somebody else made a different kind of holder that used those magnetic connectors, but then gave you mounting options, that would be great. No, it's not ideal, but it is workable. Because it's magnetic, these things just come away, right? But that base there is designed to sit on a desk, but I just drilled a hole right through it. Shoved it onto a bracket and mounted it on the rig. Isn't there an option to 3D print a mount? I don't know. I don't even have a 3D printer. What's that, Smithy? Fat Man, thank you for gifting a sub. Welcome back, Quita. I've tried to go to your link, Smithy. It says resource limit is reached. I can't actually access that website. It says resource limit is reached. The website is temporarily unable to service your request. This would not be the first time that we have broken a website on Sunday Night Trucking. Oh wait, it's loaded. Hang on. It's loaded. The Bandea Stream Deck. Oh, that's a normal Stream Deck. All right, okay. So he makes one. There you go. If you look at what Smithy posted there, there's a guy in looks like Spain, I think. Some guy in Spain sells a mounting bracket for the normal Stream Deck for €9.95. So there's an option. Let's take this job.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Yeah, they're probably looking at the web stats going, whoa, what was this Sunday night spike? What's all that about? Do you know what? He charges €10 for that. It probably costs you like 15 to post it. Wait, are we... What? How? How are we loading milk here? How does that work? How are they going to load milk into the back of this? with a cargo crane. Mr. Ruben, thank you for 17 months. Right. Brake. Engine off. Powdered milk. What's he going to do? Tip the container up and pour it in? You know, every time I want to do something in the truck right now, I have to think about where to do this. I'm so used to knowing exactly where everything is. And right now it's like, okay, I want to release a parking brake. That button. Creased Snow, thank you for 4 months. Boss, thank you for 62. Uh-oh. Wow, this thing doesn't want to move. It's a bit heavy off the start. You're starting your new job tomorrow. You're going to be working as a programmer for a company that rents you out to other companies for contracts. I don't know the term for it. Subcontracting. You're basically a consultant. No, you're just a contract programmer. No, I'm not using track IR at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Ryan, Dre has the link and it works. Thank you very much, Ryan. I suppose I should stop. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Yeah, I should have made it clearer, Fat Man. Basically, these are little OLED display panels, so you can change the graphic and the software to whatever you want. There are no stickers involved. That's why you can go in and out of menus on them. You should get a big bright light in front of you to resemble the sun shining in your face. Sounds good. Is there a reason not to use track IR with ultra-wide screen? In theory, on an ultra-wide, you've got more visibility, so technically you don't need it. But I think next week I'm gonna put it back on and just see what it's like with track IR turned on. Yeah, I'm going to do some RGB at some point, Tom, down the back here, just to give some nice colour behind me. I'll put some RGB down the floor, maybe attach it to the rig. Mr. Kozai, welcome back. Why can't you see the full screen? Because you don't have a screen as wide as mine, so I can't show you that, can I? Your screen is half the width of mine. That's the Jake brake for whoever asked. Is the truck slow? It is hauling a lot of milk, you know. 24 tons of milk. Oh, it's quite a bit. If you brake, the RGB turns red. That's actually possible.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was the 500 brake, something like that, Rome. Right, also if you're missing any icons, I can have them requested to be made. It shouldn't take a few days to go live. Right, can I ask where the icons came from, right? Did you make them or have they come from somewhere? Any thoughts on camera placement? Is it you asking me, Tom, or everybody else? Am I happy with the button assignments? What, these? Or these? Is the P1 comfortable? It depends what seat you get, Yod. Like, I'm fully... You can't get in a better seating position than this for driving. But it's important if you're going to buy a seat, it's very, very important you check the measurements of the seat. Because there's a surprising difference in the seat sizes. From the website, okay. Jackal, thank you for half a year. Turns left a lot, thank you for 50. The game I want to see was customization memory, you couldn't see the options and stuff. Yeah, that's the big problem with the widescreen is the interface for config is on either side of the monitor and the game doesn't let you move it. I might put up another light down here as well. I might put something on the wall there. I've got some spigot mounts that I can put up here. I might put a new spigot mount up there, put a light on it and hang this camera down. I might change some config this week. Yeah, I saw it right, I read it. Thank you. Well, no, because the on-screen nav is at the bottom here because I'm running Hemmel's Route Advisor, which, you know, you have to use a mod to move that around. If I was running default, it would be over there somewhere. I wonder how it would have been better to fabricate your own setup for the seating wheel and pedals. Hang on. The AI's been stupid again. Fabricate your own setup for the seating, wheel and pedals and use an actual truck seat so you're sitting naturally. Ah, well, you see, when you say naturally, it depends what you're doing. It depends if you're flying, trucking, racing, like... And I don't really want a truck seat, and truck seat is actually very big, and I don't have a lot of room in this room. This rig is pretty adaptable and very solid, and you can basically build it up how you want. There's no reason you couldn't buy any seat you wanted and put it on this rig. It doesn't specify you have to put the seat on it. It just provides you with a set of rails and connectors, and you can mount anything you like. Do you think ETS, ATS will add the dashboard buttons into the game? Who knows? Who knows? You mean clickable dash buttons, right? I don't know. What's the brand of the rig? It's a SimLab P1-X. Does the window squeak? No. Truck seat from a scrapped one, then air pump to have the seat actuate. Sure thing, you can put that on yours, Tommy. Didn't you have the same issue with OBS Troubleshooting a while back when you had the 2-rig setup 2-3 years ago? I have had that issue more than once, Dre. And I'm pretty certain, if I remember, it was Chrome. But I've closed Chrome and it's still doing it. So I don't know, Dre. I just don't know what it is. Thank you for mentioning Display Fusion earlier. Now glad giddy with excitement. Oh, Quirk, honestly, I bought it yesterday. Buy it on Steam, by the way, Quirk. Get it on Steam, that's where I got it. Nobody saw a thing. Yeah, I bought it on Steam last night. I downloaded a free monitor management tool, and it wasn't working out. And I remember Dre saying, oh, you could just manually turn monitors on and off and switch seats, and I was like, I don't want to do this manually. And then I remembered Display Fusion. I thought, I wonder if it can do it. So I had a look on the website. And it said, yeah, you can do it. You can... And I watched some videos and stuff. And I bought it on Steam. Oh my god, it's so good. And Dre, if you don't already have it, you should get it. Because what you can do is configure it to just one click switch from these monitors here to those monitors over there. It'll basically, what it does is it'll turn these monitors off. It'll disable them in Windows. It'll turn them off. It'll turn those on, and then it'll set the frequency, color depth, whatever you want on those monitors. So if I want to turn those off and set this to be 60 FPS and this to be 144, you can set it, and then with just the click of the mouse, boom, it just does it, and it works so well. And that's like a fraction of what it does. You can have it so that it puts like windows back into certain positions. So you can have, you know, your Word up here, your chat up there, your OBS here, and then you can bind that to one of your monitor profiles. So when you're sat at your desk, it'll put windows in certain positions, and then when you're sat at your rig, it'll put other windows in different positions. It's unbelievable. But yeah, it's even just the basic monitor management, for me, has been worth £27 that I paid for it. Oh, some trick I wish, mate. I've not seen an integration between Stream Deck and Display Fusion. That would be nice. But it's a good tool. Well worth the money. And I looked at the licensing model and I was like, hang on, you do a Steam version of this, and if I buy it on Steam, I can use it on as many computers as I want as long as I'm logged into Steam. That'll do me. If you connect your 4K TV to my desktop, you can make your TV not enabled by default set when you want it. Correct. That's exactly what you can do, Ruben. In fact, what you can even do, Ruben, is you can have it dim the TV when you're not using it, if you wanted to. Rather than disconnect it, if you're not using monitors, it can auto dim them. It's funny. Why don't you buy a real truck and then change the window with an ultra-wide monitor and you can use a real steering wheel? Sounds like a great idea. If you fund it, I'll do it. Yeah, you can have... Here's the other thing that it does as well, right? Is I now have independent taskbars on each monitor. And so if I pin OBS on that monitor into my taskbar, it's not pinned on this one. Which is just... It's sublime. Just little things like that, and you can have different wallpapers on the monitors. Oh man, it's so good. I should make a Display Fusion plugin for Stream Deck. I reckon making a plugin for Stream Deck is probably not that hard. I don't know what language it's probably C++ or C#, I guess. And I reckon you could make plugins between the two, because Display Fusion definitely has an API that you can use. Have I ever used Linux? I've done a lot of Linux in my time, yeah. How do you get the speed in knots? What you do, Moorcroft, is take the speed sensor right? Put it into a function block, and in the function block, tell it to multiply the input by, I can't remember what the ratio is between meters per second and knots. It's something like 1.4. So you take the input, you multiply it by that number, and you output it. And then you send the output to your display. That's all you need to do. You can convert from meters per second to knots, miles per hour, whatever you want. You just a multiplication at the end of the day. If you go to Google and say, what is 1 meters per second in knots, it'll tell you what the ratio is. Welcome back, James. How's the new rig coming along? We're getting there. It's not perfect, but we're getting there. Yeah, you want to go the other way, Kirby, because your input is in meters a second. I do need to learn how to drive with this new setup. I'm not joking. Yeah, so in your function block, just put 1.94. XG49V is the monitor. It's a 1080 monitor. 144 Hz, 49-inch wide. I actually have a video on it. You could link the video instead from. Have a look on YouTube for, what is it, gaming in ultra wide or something. Simming in ultra wide, I think I called it. Welcome back, Drejon. Sakanarisa Games, 74 months. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. Lampenbauer, thank you for 26. Oh wow, it feels like I'm deaf. That's so bizarre. Now I need to open the windows. Because you will get sticky when you turn it very small amounts. I'm not really sure what you mean. Thank you, Drejon. Yeah, I reckon they'll be tweaking the F-mod sounds for a good while. Our customer expects delivery soon. What do you want me to do? Make the lights go green? Thinking about putting overlays on the cameras? I don't know. I mean, I could put a pretty board around it. Does it make any difference though? Albeit there might well be an advanced settings thing. I did have a look in Task Manager and I couldn't see any Chrome apps running. How hard can it be, Rome? Why is it 35 miles per hour down here? You can't use the beta until your truck mod updates it. Oh my god. 25. There's a bug in the light music. What do you mean? What's the bug? $35 because you don't want to end up in the water. I don't know, Big God, why? Where are we taking this? The music? The aggressive, you're late music. I don't get that. We picked up a load of milk from a train depot below a crane and we dropped it off outside what is clearly a store that couldn't buy liquid milk. Surely it should be farm to factory or something. I don't know. It seems weird. Right, so here's the thing, right? If I go to options, graphics, I have my resolution set and I have my frequency, refresh rate set at 59 Hertz. Right now in my Steam overlay, it's showing that the game is running at 119 FPS. How is that even possible? 119 FPS is doing. If I click drive, it's now doing 99, now it's doing 72 FPS. Why is it doing 72 FPS? VSync was on. There's a bug with the FPS counter. What, in Steam? Why is the game still playing me You're Late music? That's the bug. What, the FPS counter in Steam is getting it wrong? That's genius. Oh, do you mean the late music bug, right? Hang on. I've also got an FPS thing. Mode layout, FPS. There we go. Right, I've got GeForce experience. So, right, let's see what NVIDIA GeForce thinks we're doing. Okay, 70 FPS. Okay, I got to turn that off. Interior music, world sound, music volume. Yeah, both Steam and NVIDIA say we're doing 72 FPS right now. And in the menu, we're doing 120 FPS. Shadowplay and Steam both agree with each other exactly on the FPS. Could you try limiting the FPS with the NVIDIA control panel? Can do, yeah. I just find it a bit weird, don't you? I just took a break, Hawk, so it'll carry on next week. So how exactly are you supposed to limit the FPS? There's an option for VSync on a video control panel. Yeah, but the game. 1 second, let me go to video control panel.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Red Devil, thank you for 26 months.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
It's not actually listed. If you go to manage 3D settings, American Truck Sim is not listed.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Treble, welcome back. Lestat, welcome back. Thank you.
Welcome back, Nutter. Welcome back, Nutter.
American Truck Simulator, there we go. American Truck Simulator VSync.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Max frame rate. $60 FPS. Apply. Do I have to restart the game for this?
Happy anniversary.
Refresh rate option in change resolution. Were you seeing that? When you've got time, can you take some photos of the bracket you put together for the stream deck? Okay, who for? What's the benefit of limiting the FPS? Well, let's put it this way. Oh, for you. Okay, try. Let's put it this way. If I alt-tab out of this game... 1 second. Task Manager. Performance. There we go. Let me show you something here. Can you see what's happening when I alt-tab out of this game? I have 99% CPU. If I alt-tab back in, I'm just going to move this up here a second. If I alt-tab back into the game, my GPU goes down to 44%. How does that work? So I'm thinking, well, if I throttle the FPS for the game, maybe it won't spin up when I alt-tab out. That's why I'm trying to limit the FPS. Look, try it yourself at home. Try it on your rig, see what happens. See what your GPU does when you tab out. So I've set American Truck Sim, but I don't think it knows where the game is. Maybe I need to restart to get this to work. What do you think? give it a quick bounce, see what happens. %, scale your GPU is doing 100% and tabbed out of gameplay. That doesn't make any sense. When you tab out of a game, it's supposed to just more or less shut down. That bug, every time you start the game at the moment, it ignores this setting. Okay, so right now I'm at 60 FPS. So I've now locked the frame rate to 60. If I alt tab out now, my GPU is still on 100. I don't know how to fix that. Whatever. It still does 100% GPU when I tab out. I don't know what it does. Maybe when you tab out of ATS, it secretly starts folding proteins for the open project. Let's see if we can find another job. Oh, there's nothing here. Nothing here. Yikes. Oh, wow. No jobs here. No jobs here. 2 jobs here. One of them goes down the road. And the other one goes like 100 meters. If you alt tab out, your game crashes. That could be why. Maybe it does a similar thing. It's a bug with the Windows update. Come on, no other game does that, surely. You got some Bitcoin mining in the background. Josh48, thank you for 62 months. Oliver Rod, the rid is looking pretty good. Thank you. I might have to ditch the trailer because, yeah. I'm not getting much luck here. I suppose we could try external market stuff. You got any milk? Got any milk? No. No milk? It's probably because it's a beta. It won't have anything on the external market, maybe. You can verify it's actually using 100% of the GPU. Anywhere that you can verify. If your Windows system monitor is telling you using 100%, then either that's broken or you're using 100%. 100% GPU has been there since the switch to DirectX 11. Oh dear. You've got the 99% problem with 4 games. ETS 2, ATS, Call of the Wild is that? And Russian Fishing 4. Wait, what? What's this game, Russian Fishing 4? I've never heard of Russian Fishing 1, 2 or 3. I'm curious about Russian Fishing 4. Is it any good? Comrade, come. We must catch trout. Troutski. Oh man, Russian Fishing 4. That's got to be so good. You can get it on GOG. Is it actually a real game? That's amazing. I need to look this up. I feel like I'm missing out. Maybe they've got like a DLC that takes you to Chernobyl. That'd be great. Double tanker. Let's dismiss that. It's free. No way. Is there any English in it, or is it actually all in Russian? Yeah, you're not supposed to enjoy yourself, Langeveld, when you play Russian Fishing 4. It's very serious. Maybe the fish you in Russian Fishing 4. Angel Dina, thank you for 40 months. 20 gig. Might be good. You played wait, what? You've played 1,000 hours in Russian Fishing for Napoleon. Why have I never heard of this game? How does it stack up to, what's it called? Fishing, what's that other one? That other fishing game. The good one. Not the Dovetail one, the other one. Fishing Planet. How does it stack up to that? It's okay for free. That's not really... That's not the kind of endorsement that makes me want to go and look it up. It's okay for free. It's like, basically what you're saying there is, I wouldn't pay money for it. How can it be early access if it's version 4? Have I done an REL flights lately? Do you know what? In the WhatsApp group that I'm in with the flying group, one guy posted today. He said, "I've not flown since 6 weeks ago. The weather's been that bad." The other guy said, "I haven't flown until Wednesday in 2020. Like, that's how bad the weather's been here. It's just been unflyable for the first half of this year. It's just shocking." What's another normal market somewhere? Power generator. I've not taken that. 7-ton power generator. Where is this place? We'll actually pick it up from here somewhere. I'm not surprised, like, about the weather's just been so bad here. It's been unflyable for most days. The flight school anticipated having 14 bad weather days. We've had more than 20. Yep. I think a lot of flight schools have just, like, got real money issues right now. Everybody's done the ground school stuff. As soon as the weather picks up, all the students just want to go flying. I swear that closed the window when I restarted the game. In fact, I know it did. I quit the game and it closed the windows on me. Did they figure out the frame stuttering? Apparently not. Notorious Mo, thank you for 14 months. Flown by. You will like the window feature, yep. Where's the usual purple lighting? I'm gonna redo my LED lighting completely. I'm gonna put some strip lighting down here at some point. Or something similar. Ideally I want something I can drive remotely. Like from the Stream Deck. Ideally. Danny Brooks, thank you for 9 months, sir. Let me just do a U-turn here. You wish you could drive so you could play the game? You could take some driving lessons. There's plenty of people play this game without a driving license. I'm starting to think I should definitely put my track IR back on. Russian Fishing 4, at least the graphics look really good. What engines it use? Mr. Van Blue, thank you for 18 months. Well, you tell me, 3303, did I get the leg issue sorted? JD Vidi, celebrating with some fake spezzy. Hey! Stuttering's calmed down a bit. I reckon since I've locked the FPS to 60, it might behave a bit better. Because if you think about it, if ETS's FPS is going like 70, 74, 71, 61, if it's like doing that constantly, OBS struggles to keep it smooth. Like my monitor can display whatever, but OBS is trying to get a nice solid 60 FPS. Mr. Chili Willis, how you doing, sir? Can I tell you how big is only the main game? How many states are there? That's it, currently. You can get mods that take you down here.